Hello, I'm Jennifer Lynn. I write the story of Bree MacLeod. She's a modern-day shaman of Irish and Scottish lineages. She's a Ban Fasa, a Druid, and she's a daughter of the goddess Bríghid. Like Bree, I enjoy a touch of magic, and today I'd like to offer you a touch of magic, because there's something really special that happens when someone reads to you. So I'd like to read to you today from Book 1 of Bree MacLeod's story, Being Here. And just to set the scene for you, this is the beginning of Bree's story, and she's been called back to Seattle, the city of her childhood. She's not really happy about going, but her allies have insisted. For her aunt, who is also her foster mother and who raised her, has fallen into a coma, and she's not recovering, and no one can explain why she's fallen into a coma. So her allies have insisted, and she's returned to Seattle. And she's tracked down her aunt in the other world. And I'd like to read you chapter 7, where she has her first encounter with her aunt, whose name is Emily. Being Here, chapter 7. Laughter, joyous and flowing, ripples and cascades to fill Bree's world. The sound kisses her with the wind, lifts her higher and higher. Her wings pumping, pressing the air, she flies. Black feathers quiver, dancing in the sunlight. Laughter splashes her, and she rocks upon the wind, her wings shifting to spiral downward, earthward, following the ripple of laughter in the wind. Her feet touch solid earth, and she is woman again. Her black hair drifts and dances in the sunlight that seems to radiate from everywhere. Streaks of blue, crimson, and gold dance and swirl around her, filling Bree with delight. Laughter peals forth as Bree closes her eyes, lifts her face skyward, and basks in the beauty. Hello, Raven child. The voice, familiar and commanding, draws a smile to Bree's lips. She opens her eyes to see Raven, her friend and ally, standing before her. Bree knows it is Raven who has carried her into this walking. Hello, Raven. Laughter ripples around them, and Raven shifts her gaze to follow it. Bree too turns to see a familiar red blaze turning amidst a sea of wildflowers. Hands, strong and supple, glide, palms cupped skyward to drink in the radiance. Peals of sheer delight waft and bathe Bree. She smiles at the sight. Yes, Bree whispers thoughtfully, this is her place of happiness, wild and dancing among the flowers. Raven chirrups softly beside her, calling Bree gently back to the walking. Bree nods to Raven and steps toward her aunt. Recognizing her niece, Emily's eyes widen, and she runs to sweep Bree up in a swirling embrace. Through endless laughter, Emily bubbles, Raven child, Raven child. Then she sobers suddenly and turns to Bree face to face. But what are you doing here? Looking for you, Bree answers softly, allowing love to flow outward and caress her aunt in gentle waves. Aunt, she begins, how came you to be dancing in this field? Emily looks around her, eyes wide as if in surprise. I'm not sure. It was dark, and then it wasn't. And I was here. Bree sighs. While your soul dances here in the wild of the other world, in the physical world your body lingers unconscious, untended. Bree watches Emily, sees the light of her soul body flicker, absorbing the information. As Emily turns questioning eyes to her niece, Bree confirms, your body lies in a coma, Aunt. By instinct and training, Emily looks to her feet. There beneath her stretches a silver cord, one end attached to herself, the other disappearing into the distance. While the end closest to her twines in a plait solid and thick, flowing onward, broken strands splay and bend away from the weave. The further she traces the plait, the more ragged and tenuous it appears. With a gasp, she discovers the center of the cord has ruptured completely. Only the outermost strands still struggle to hold. It's fraying. Emily's whisper reveals her surprise. Yes, Aunt, it is. Why? Emily's sincere question silences Bree. Surely she must know. She must understand. You are dying, Bree explains quietly. Aunt, it is time. You must make a choice. I hope you've enjoyed this taste of Bree MacLeod's world. It was certainly a pleasure reading it to you. Being Here is available on Amazon and also through Bookshop and Barnes & Noble in the print form like you see here, as well as in ebook. The other two books from Bree MacLeod's series, Coming Home and The Chalice and the Blade, are also available there. So once you get hooked, you've got more to look forward to. Thank you again. Benachti, blessings.